Hey everybody, you got E-Powered RC here this evening, and I just wanted to do a short video talking about a couple of flight stabilization receivers that I have been flying. Um, First up would be the Aurora 5 Lite. As you can see, it's a pretty small unit. I had originally uh, compared it to like a um, micro SD card like would go in your camera, but as you can see here is a Spektrum satellite, and not very much bigger. Now I do have a 3D printed base on mine, and this is something that Flight Test offers. You can either buy one from them, or if you have a 3D printer like myself, you can get the file and put it in your cutter software and just make you one. So I made one. Originally decided to make one, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to mount the base plate to my airplane wherever I chose to mount it at. I wanted to be able to mount it on here and be able to actually move the unit from plane to plane without moving the mount. But I don't know if I'll still do that or not. It kind of fit pressed into the mount okay. A lot of guys won't like this design because you have an open board. Well, I guess I can see the point where the pins could get bent. Of course, you're very exposed to water, when it rains or anything else. But honestly, that's not a super deal breaker for me. But anyways, to use this with Spektrum, guys, y'all do know I do fly Spektrum. I've got an IX12 and also a DX8 that I use. So we're talking Spektrum here. Sorry guys, I'm using a different camera today. That's in a different location than normal. But anyway, here's the Spektrum, about a $30 satellite receiver. Now, you must use a DXMX satellite receiver. I have a DXM2 receiver, and I tried last night after trying to help a fella on RC groups, and we found out it will not bind up with it. Now I do have a binding video on this receiver. Very simple. I won't really go into that in this video. This video is more of comparing. Okay, so you see how big it is. This unit weighs 5 grams by itself. Now I've got a 3D printed mount on mine. I've got a DSM-X satellite remote receiver attached. These two together, just like this, come out to be 12.7 grams. Not bad. Okay, here on my airplane, hopefully you can see it, is the new AR637T. I know it's dark in here, but that's what this is. It's got two big old long antennas. It comes all the way out to here. I've got the other one rounded up to come up to here. But I didn't weigh it before I stuck it on the plane. That was my fault. Sorry, guys. They claim on the website it weighs 12 grams. So you're talking about 0.7 grams different with the mount. I'm sure if I took the mount off, these two together wouldn't weigh that much. But unless you're talking about an itty bitty bitty plane, guys, I wouldn't worry about it. Now, if I was going to stick this unit, inside of this plane here, this little 24-inch Twisted Hobbies Edge 540, I might worry about it. I know I would definitely actually worry about it because I've got the smallest lemon receiver on this plane that I can find, and I wish I had one smaller because the weight does affect it on that size plane. But plane like here behind me, a 32-inch crack yak, anything else, guys, I wouldn't worry about it. So, weight's about the same. Units, the way they work, pretty much totally different. The Aurora 5, you have to have a Windows-based computer or a tablet to be able to program it fully. Now you can take this unit straight out of the box, push these buttons in the order they tell you to. It comes with a nice little page, color page manual that describes how to do stuff. Or you could watch mine or Josh from Flight Test videos on how to bind it, how to set it up. You can take this out of the box, put it in an airplane, hook up everything, and go fly it. But if you want to be able to program your dual rates, your expo, maybe you want to have more control in one of the modes. Now it does come defaulted. You set it up on a three-way switch. You can have off mode where you have no gyros at all. You can have a low rate and you can have a high rate. Now I said that. You can also set it up with, say, still an off, say a high rate 3D extreme mode, and also a safe mode. You can program it where if you was inverted, crazy in a spin or something, you flip it onto that safe mode and it levels the plane out. I've got a video of it. I will link it in the description of this video. Works perfect. Works really good. There's a ton of settings that you can do inside of this little board here. Great little unit, but you must have a computer or a tablet to be able to do that. They don't offer any kind of other programming or anything like that. So that set in mind, just think about that if you're going to go buy one. This unit's $50, $49.99. Like I said, you can buy the satellite here. If you don't already have one, they're about 30, 40 bucks. Not too bad. You're talking about, honestly, with shipping, you're talking about right at 100 bucks, guys, for a great unit. Does a lot of features, has a lot of tunability. Take a look at the software for this unit, and you can tell there's a ton of stuff you can edit and do. Now, said that, I took this out of the package. I set it up on my plane. Originally, I didn't even fool with button programming. I just hooked it straight to my computer. I told it what I wanted to do with it, what kind of airplane, dual ailerons. Now, this was on this one. Dual ailerons, normal tail, meaning you have elevator and rudder, one servo each, 2 per wings, and you only have 1 motor. You tell it all that. You tell it what kind of receiver you're going to be using. It tells you exactly what port to plug each channel into. Very simple. Okay. The AR636, it's got this new thing called forward programming. I don't have a battery to show you, but I'm not even on the right model right now, but you would go into your model adjust setup. You have a menu there called forward programming. You click on it. As long as the plane's bound and linked, it pops up, gives you multiple of settings. You do everything through this radio. There's no need for a computer, no need for a laptop, none of that. It's everything on your radio. Hey, that's great. All I need is my radio, I need my flight battery, and I need my airplane. I can go out to the field, fly it. If I don't like something, I can land, go into programming, change it, try it again. That said, though, there is more involved in setting up this receiver. You must enable AX3X if you want to, take advantage of it. Now, straight out of the box, from what I understand, you can take it, plug it in a plane, bind it, and go fly if you just need a receiver. But, guys, honestly, who's going to pay $100 just to have a receiver? If you're buying this receiver, you want to use AS3X. You might even want to take advantage of SAFE. Now, it's got a built-in temperature. It's got built-in vario, so it tells you your height, of how high you are. Show you how high, the highest point you flew that flight. It's even got a G-force meter inside of it. I haven't really taken full advantage. I've got some screenshots I took on my transmitter after I flew, but I haven't really played with that very much. Very interesting stuff, though. Now, I did set mine up fully, so I would have a off mode they recommend you to have an off mode in case that receiver comes loose, you have some kind of issue, something happens in flight, you're able to cut it off. Very important. Same as on this one, you can cut it off if anything happens to happen. And by the way, guys, I had this double-sided with the tape provided to my EPP airplane, and I was flying, and I come down to do a hover, and this is just dangling loose. My wires were tight. I didn't have far to go, but the satellite was kind of holding it in place. Luckily, it wasn't flying that erratic. I had just came down from about 200 foot up. I could tell it was a little bit bouncy, but I thought it was the wind. But it wasn't going out of control. But I was able to come down and hover. As soon as I saw it, I flipped off. And once I flipped off, I was good. I landed, reattached it, and flew again. Obviously, on this type of EPP, you need to put a layer of epoxy, maybe hot glue or something else to hold it on here really well. But anyway, just to let you know, it was still flyable. I'm not going to purposely undo this receiver and test it to let you guys know how it flies loose. But I can just imagine that, you know, it might not be fun. So you have an off mode. You can also put, you can have AX3X in every mode if you want to. If you want to leave it like that in every mode, that's fine. You're fully programmable that way. I'm going to have another video just on that unit talking about programming. This one is just kind of talking about both of them. My feelings, I've got 3 or 4 flights on this one. I've only got 2 or 3 on this one. And I do need more flights on this one, but this is first impression video is what this is. So you set up AX3X, you set up safe. The way I have it, I have an off mode, I have an AX3X mode in both positions. I have a safe mode. All the way forward, it's safe mode. The plane will fly just like any of the other bind and fly safe planes they have out there by Horizon. I've got the Timber X and the J3 Cub, clip wing Cub. They both limited bank angle, which you can fully set. And I do have panic mode. The cool thing about it is you can set up a panic mode on the AR636. I haven't figured out a way to do it on this one. If anybody knows how to do it on the Aurora 5 Lite, let me know, because so far I can't figure out how to do it. One of my viewers asked, I'm sorry I can't think of who it was right now, but somebody did ask me, and as of now I can't figure out how. I tried. But on the AR636, you go in and tell it. And so when I press this button with that plane linked, if I'm inverted, going down, anything, sun's in my eye, bugs in my eye, somebody talking to me, which that normally doesn't distract me, but if anything happens, I just press that button, the plane uprights itself and flies straight and level as long as I have that button held down. Now again, and this works in every mode. You can fully adjust it. If you only want it to work in AX3X mode, high rate, low rate, that's fine. If you only want it to work while you're flying in safe mode, that's fine. Or even if you want it to work when it's everything's turned off, which is how I have mine programmed. Again, more on that later. But I just want to let you guys know there's a lot more details to this, which in the long run, that might be good. You might be able to fully customize it better to your liking. But as of right now, once I get my plane fully set up, I like it. I love the way it flies. All my settings are perfect. All my switches are working great. I want to buy another one of these receivers. I've got another foamy, kind of like this one. I want to be able to take everything I set up in this one, put it in that new AR637, and just, you know, move everything over. Copy it from this one over to that one. Stick that one in my plane, bind it, go fly it. Well, guys, you can't. As of right now, you can't do that. There's no way to copy my setting from the radio setting that you forward programmed from that unit to another unit. And honestly, when I found that out, I was pretty disappointed. And also, I thought you would be able to buy one of these receivers for a particular airplane, like my Timber X. Say my Timber X, flew it tomorrow, the receiver died. Call up Spektrum, Horizon. Hey, I need a 637 that matches my Timber X. Well, we don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? Well, we have a 637 we can sell you, but you'll fully have to set it up. So that means I will have to go through step 1, 2, 3, 4, and fully set it up. In the meantime of doing this, they want you to fly the plane when you first set up AX3X. You do that step 1. You find a gain, you hook it up to a gain channel. That way you can tune it in flight. You fly the plane, you roll it, you figure it out, set a gain, go back in. Like I said, again, more programming info on that later. But it's a little bit of work. It's not for the everyday Joe. It's just not. So, now they say they do have some AR636s left, maybe in the warehouse. So I might be able to buy a new AR636 that's programmed for my Timber X, stick it in it, it'll fly just like it. But I'm sure there will become a day when they have no more of them. So guys, that was just disappointing. Now, this receiver here, once I get my programming like I like, I can save it to my computer. I can go buy another one of these units. I unplug the USB cable into it. I can transfer that file that I like. I got it perfect. Right now, this one's set up to fly this plane. It flies it great. If I wanted to buy another one of these and stick it in my other phone, I can transfer that file from the computer to here, and I can bind it to it, the radio to it. I can go fly that plane. It should fly perfect. Now, I won't say, plane to plane, you might have to reverse channel or something. No, super simple with this unit. Super, super simple. Now, on the AR637A or T, you do all that in your radio. I do like that. I honestly do. I love controllers where you set your dual rates and everything inside the radio. Now, that's another, I say, con per the Aurora 5. You cannot set your dual rates in the radio using this one. You have to use the software and program it. So that's a con for me, but it might be a pro for you. This video is getting longer than I wanted, guys, so I think I'm going to cut it off right there. That just give you a little insight, compare the two units. As far as I know, these two units are the newest units out here right now that you can have safe mode, have AX3X type mode in it. This does have a 6-axis gyro built into it, same as that one. You can also program it only to have a 3-axis if that's what you want. As said, you can use that just as a receiver. You can still get your receiver voltage, your temperature, it also gives SSI radio signal to it. That's on screen. More about that later too. But y'all, I'm just here trying to help you guys out. Pick what you like. Now this one is a full range receiver. Has these long antenna. You do not need another satellite. Now you can plug like one of these into it. This is a new what they call it, AR637T serial receiver. You can plug this into it. It has a port on it. If I was going to put this in a big airplane, probably anything bigger than maybe a 60 or 70 inch wingspan, I would definitely plug one of these also into it. But as it is, I'm sure they even say you can fly bigger, but myself, to feel good, I would hook the two together. So thank y'all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel. There's tons of videos on here. Share my videos if you got a flying buddy that might be interested in something I've got. There's a ton of videos here. If there's something you would like to see particularly about any of the stuff you see on my channel that you know I have, anything, let me know. Leave me a comment and I will try my best to do a video, because I'm here trying to help the next fellow or she pilot out there. So I hope my videos have helped a little bit. I hope all of you are staying safe with your families during this hard time. Let's all pray together and hope this passes soon, so we can get back out to our airfield with our flying buddies and we can fly. Until next time, happy flying and thank you for watching.